And welcome back to Let's Play Sonic Adventure DX for the Xbox 360. Last time we fought Eggman, and this time we're entering our second level. Yeah, we had more bosses than levels so far. Windy Valley. Get the Chaos Emerald, that's a simple objective. I love the music in this game. I just, there's not that many songs in this game I don't like. Which is weird, because I actually have issues with a lot of Sonic soundtracks. Just a couple songs are kind of great, but here you just run, you don't push your button or anything, you just run. Got a little trampoline. By the way, I need to talk about the mission structure. So if you notice at the end of the last mission, it was like, rank C! Yes, ranking is work different in this game than Sonic Adventure 2, which really confused me on my first playthrough. Yes, we're being sucked into a tornado. It actually looks cooler on Dreamcast because it looks lower res and looks less defined. So ironically, the graphics actually make it look worse if you ask me.
You should be able to get out of the tornado.
So, as we're running through this tornado, we have jump pads, so just jump on them, pretty straightforward.
Jump as soon as you land on a panel or else you'll fall.
That is our helpful little Navi-esque thing helping us. What that is, we will not know for a fair amount of time, actually. And we have a remix of a song from Sonic 3D Blast, a game that I kind of don't like. It's technically Sonic's first 3D game, but it's isometric. So whether you want to count as 3D is your opinion. So, his technical first debut in the... Wow, good camera angle. His technical first a 3D debut was Sonic 3D Blast, isometrically speaking, but in terms of other games, would be Sonic Jam, which was a compilation of Sonic 1, 2, 3, and Knuckles. It was interesting because it included a bonus book called Sonic World, which was actually full 3D and was basically, at the time, kind of a tech demo, but was actually legitimately impressive. I always wanted to play it. Sonic Mega Collection had a little history of Sonic thing, ending with Adventure 2 Battle, because that's when Mega Collection came out. Which was actually a really good marketing push, if you ask me. More on that in a little bit. But there was an ad for Sonic Jam, and it's like, man, that looks cool, but I never had a Saturn. But back to Mega Collection, it was actually a really good strategy because Battle and Mega Collection came out around the same time, so that's how I got into Sonic. I started playing Mega Collection and Adventure 2 Battle, and Adventure 2 Battle is from a store display, I remember. I always had the best memories of Sonic 2, even if I don't like it anymore. More on that later. Definitely more on that later.
Yes!
And that is another stage done. Windy Valley is pretty easy, but again, right here,
Yeah, not bad.
level C completed. So, level B, you have to replay the stage and end it with 50 rings. Easy. Level C, no, that's bad. Level A, you have to basically beat the level in a time limit, and as Sonic. Each character has slightly different mechanics for their special missions, which I'll be getting into later, but for Sonic, yes, it's either a time limit or with rings. You cannot stack missions, which to me is one of the things that Adventure 2 actually did better. Yes, Adventure 2 actually did things better than Adventure 1, believe it or not. So, we need to go to a casino. Problem, we can't go into the casino. So we can talk to the little Navi over there in order to find out where to go, or you could just wing it because I've played this game too many times for my own good insanity. So we want to fall down into the sewers. Yes, I know what I'm doing. Jump up here, and voila! We have the debut of a staple of the series, actually.
Now you've got Lightspeed shoes. Press and hold the action button to store up power. Once you have enough power, release the button and you can do the Lightspeed Dash. The Lightspeed Dash lets you race toward rings at light speed. As long as there's a trail of rings, you can go just about anywhere.
Only problem is Light Dash sucks in this game. You have to charge it up with a Spin Dash. which is stupid, and I'm really thankful they got rid of it. I wish they'd mapped it differently in future entries, but I am really glad they changed that. So, we are set. This will, by the way, not be a 100% run. There's actually a storyline here. If you visit this burger shop, there's this dude and this lady standing outside who's constantly trying to work up the courage to talk to the guy in the burger shop. More on that later, if I remember. But I think they end up getting together. If you play like through the entire game, get to like through all the stories, like they get together. It's really weird and complicated. I don't particularly know why they put that in there. It's not like Anju and Cafe by any means. But it's kind of a weird little touch. Okay, so we're in the hotel where we kind of started out. Light dash, and hope you actually line yourself up correctly and go through the door. Once you go through the door...
This is the crystal ring. This reduces the time needed to store power for the Lightspeed Dash.
Got the crystal ring. So... that's a lot faster, isn't it? But still really painful. So it's kind of a mixed bag. It's like, well, it's better, but it's also not as good as SA2. And again, my first experiences were with SA2 and Mega Collection, so this was kind of a rude awakening, not gonna lie, playing this game after it, because DX came out in 2004, I want to say, or 2003, not 100% sure. We're in a casino, so we need to go gambling. So, actually the best way to gamble is to actually not play the game. That's really stupid to say out loud, but yes, I'm not kidding. The best thing you can do is to not play. Where am I? So while we're bouncing around, I guess I can continue my little story. Oh yeah, by the way, if you get over 100 rings, you get dropped outside of the vault where the emerald is. If you don't get 100 rings, well, we'll see. I definitely did not like how buggy the GameCube port of this game was, and I'm not really crazy about how buggy the 360 port is either. Okay, so we got dropped into the sewers because we didn't make enough money. But this is actually what we want to do, believe it or not. We need 400 rings to get the Chaos Emerald. Luckily, there are a ton of rings in here. As a kid, I never got this, but I was watching a recent playthrough, and I picked up the strats, all the 6 strats for the dilapidated way, as it's called. It's basically to collect as much from each tunnel as possible and then loop back around. So for example, once we get to the end of this tunnel, we actually want to go back. See, we already have 155 rings, that's a lot. We're just getting started. By the way, if you get hit, you lose every ring. It's not Unleashed or Colors rules, or I think Generations. So yeah, be very careful, because you're going to be transporting like 400 rings. By the way, the time for the A rank is about 5 minutes. So this is, to my opinion, in my opinion, the only way to actually get this. I've tried other methods, and this is the best way. I have actually A-ranked this stage very recently. But yes, be very careful once you start getting up there with your ring count, because you can only recollect 20. It's something else I should probably point out. You can only pick up 20 rings that you lose. So yeah, don't get hit. Definitely don't. Be careful. Try not to take any unnecessary risks. I missed the ring box. No problem, because I can just drop right back down. And then this big trail of ring boxes is what's really going to help you out in the long run. See, we're already practically there, and we still have like 2.5 minutes left, I think. Or is it 4 minutes? It's either 4 minutes or 5 minutes, I don't remember which one. But doing it this way, it feels like it's pretty easy and not that much... There's not much of a risk to it. Like, I think it's 5 minutes. I need to check. Since we're just rising up a long elevator of sorts. Okay, that was too close. Okay, so we're dropped down to the central area, charge up, because you want to skip this. So do this. Also, big tip if you're speedrunning, make sure to grab the ladder because Sonic actually will like shake off a little bit. So if you want the A rank, definitely make sure to grab the ladder quickly. There's another pinball table that's actually themed after Nights into Dreams, which was for the Sega Saturn in I think 95 or 96.
Try and deposit as many rings as you can.
Which is actually said to be really cool, but also kind of bad. Also, the 50 ring mission is actually a pain in this one, because you actually have to go back and get more rings.
Yes!
3 minutes. Pretty good. I'm looking up Casinopolis.
Yeah, not
Okay,
bad.
something that bothers me. They say Casinopolis, that's canon, but it looks like Casinopolis. Just slight tangent. It looks like Casinopolis, but it's Casinopolis. And we have another one of those weird stones.
Yeah! Hey! Oh no, the Chaos Emerald!
Oh, no, you don't!
Oh, jeez! Hey, man.
Oh man, what happened to that emerald we just had?
I guess Eggman's got one of them. But the other one's safe. That guy must be desperate.
That means his 2 to our 1, and that's not good. Come on, Sonic, we need to get busy.
Also, if you wait here long enough, you see Cream the Rabbit, which looks really bad on this version. It's very clear that she's kind of... She doesn't have many frames of animation, and you don't realize that on GameCube, because that's 480p. Anyway, we are now going back to the Mystic Ruins with this Ice Stone. I guess one thing I can also talk about is, with Sonic Adventure, I actually do have some problems with the hub worlds, but we won't actually get into that until much later. Like, to be honest, a lot of people are like, oh, hub worlds are dumb in games, and especially in Sonic games, and frankly I agree. But honestly, for the first part of Sonic Adventure, you do not have a problem with hub worlds. They're just generally small enough as Sonic that they're not a problem in my opinion. Yes, I specify as Sonic because some of the other characters do struggle with the hub worlds, and that's when they start to become problematic in my opinion. So this doesn't look as badly textured in the GameCube, it kind of blends in better with the rest of the wall, in my opinion. At least from what I recall, I haven't played GameCube in so long, but it's like more of a gray color. Or like under the ice there. Or under the water actually. This is water, you can actually drown here if you so desire. Got the classic Sonic drowning jingle. You can actually do this thing where you actually hit the level trigger without actually getting all the way up the ladder. This is Ice Cap, which is an interesting homage, actually, because if you recall, Ice Cap is a level in Sonic 3. Now you're wondering the significance of this. That mountain in Mystic Ruins is actually Angel Island, which is where Knuckles is from. That's not what I meant to do, but it worked. I skipped like half the level, by the way. I'm not gonna be like thorough with showing levels. I'm gonna speedrun the crud out of these, unless I do that. Now I'm actually having to play it legit. I want to say the time is like 3.5 minutes, or 2.5 minutes, or something. It's not that much. So I definitely advise using spin dashes creatively to skip large portions of the level if possible. Anyway, so the fact that this is named Ice Cap is actually, in my opinion, a deliberate reference actually to Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Because if you recall, the Ice Cap stage was on Angel Island, so that makes sense. Now there is a plot hole though about my theory, and I'm gonna get into that a little bit later. Got an ice bridge, this will fall after a short time. This is actually a lot scarier to navigate than it might look. And then you just go through this loop, got a couple more jump
Use
pads,
the
and you're
panel
good to
to
go.
jump. It may even help guide your way.
And then this falls over. I think you can spin dash over here, but I think you might still need to use the jump pads, I'm not sure. This level is also home for one of the best speedrunning tricks in the game. You can actually spin dash through a wall that's like not entirely solid, and actually fall you down instead of snowboarding. I'm not going to be doing that because I don't know what the spot is. I mean, technically in Casinopolis, you can actually spin dash through a wall and get to the emerald without having to collect a single ring. By the way, you can die to this, it's extremely rare. It can happen, the only thing is you pretty much have to actively try to die to this avalanche. So where was I? Honestly, the boarding is a lot easier in this game than Sonic Adventure 2. Even though the level's not really well designed for it, it's kind of a rough terrain, so you tend to get kind of thrown all over the place. Good news for you is, I have a general idea of where all the ramps are, and this is a ramp I can never get to. There's a ramp up there, and I can never get to it. But I know where I think most of the ramps are, so that should help in terms of showing off everything. Because there are a lot of upper paths, actually, if you hit all the ramps. Again, quality voice acting. Again, it was mostly dubbed by like Japanese voice directors, if I'm not mistaken. It's like a combination. At least that's how it was for Sonic 06, actually. It was a combination of English and Japanese voice directors, which is why a lot of it ended really badly in Sonic 06, and also people cite the same thing in another Sega game, Persona 5. Technically Atlas, but published by Sega. So, apparently with things like weird pronunciations of last names in Persona 5, it was actually approved by the Japanese voice directors, so it's like, it was kind of weird to people that the Japanese voice directors pronounced the names, or wanted the names pronounced wrong. But hey, we got the old green emerald. This is usually the first one again, all these Sonic games. This is actually the only one that's an emerald, now that I think about it. All the other ones are not actually emeralds, they're other types of gems. Because emeralds are green. And, like, rubies are red, so a red Chaos Emerald, wouldn't that be a ruby? A Chaos Ruby, it doesn't sound as good. Okie dokie, so that's actually 2 more levels down. Sonic has a total of, I think, 8 or 9 acts, so we're roughly a third way through, which is actually not bad. This isn't a long game by any stretch, but it can be a little bit daunting. You go through the same, like, 10 levels with all the characters, though. I'm actually gonna try something. Aha! I just wanted to see if I could do that, mainly. I've never tried that before. But hey, it works. In any case, if we start moving over in this direction, if I can get him on screen, yes, we have a little red speck over there. That is Knuckles the Echidna. So, next time we'll be seeing what he's up to. Thank you for watching, and I hope you join me next time for more Sonic Adventure DX.